Hello everybody, welcome to our assembly. It's been a few weeks since we've been together, but I hope you all had a lovely Easter. Now you'll have noticed our entrance was a little bit different this week. It was voted for by our lower sixths, so I want to just say a thank you to Mrs. Bailey and also Luca for helping put the video together. If you have any suggestions on any other sort of entrance video we could do, please let us know. Now, we start every week with a prayer. This week's going to be no different. It's a difficult time for a lot of us, so we're going to use this prayer. It is the prayer of St. Francis, and hopefully it will maybe bring some people a little bit of peace this morning. You will notice that I look a little bit different this week. I'm just going to explain why. We've had a lot of feedback on the assemblies so far. Some of it positive, like Sniper Duck, who said that humanity didn't deserve this. Some not so positive. Retro AJ gave the last assembly a 0 out of 10 because we were within 6 feet of the fitness instructor. But probably most scathing criticism came from a different source. So that is why I have obviously loosened things up a little bit. I've lost the tie, lost the jacket, and also I cut the beard off. Now, school life's obviously changed for all of us at the minute in lots of different ways. One thing that's changed is that we no longer are able to take part in PE classes together, and all our school teams obviously aren't able to happen. So with that in mind, the PE department have just sent a little message to everybody.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. More than power, power, never. Ever after work is over. Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger.
last assembly in the hand washing challenge, I successfully managed to move 9 baked beans from one plate to another in the length of time it takes me to wash my hands. This week we're going to try something different. In the time it takes me to wash my hands, I want to see what is the highest score that I can get in 2048, which if you've never played it is a wonderful game, which not only is fun but also helps you learn your powers of 2 in a little segment we like to call the hand washing challenge. Why not have a go yourself, see if you can beat my score of 3060. The video of me washing my hands lasts about 27 seconds, so that's what you're working with. We've been giving you some tips on things you can do during the lockdown. We give you some gardening tips and some exercise tips. We just want to give you a little update on my garden. You'll remember from a few weeks ago that I had to cut short, literally, my grass because my brown bin was full. We got some outside help in, as you can see, and managed to get the garden completely cut, so it's looking good at the minute. Now, this week we have our cooking edition, so sit back and enjoy stuff to do. Hello everybody, welcome to this week's edition of Stuff to Do. We're live in the kitchen for our cooking edition. In a few seconds I'm going to give you a little demonstration of how you can make some bolognese sauce. But first just want to show you what some other teachers have been making. Firstly, you'll see here Miss Bailey has been making some lovely looking potato bread and looked good enough to eat. And then Mrs. Thomas has been making some fairly luxurious looking Rice Krispie squares. And if they are good enough for Ava to eat, then they'll be good enough for me to eat as well. So now I'm just going to give you a little demonstration of some bolognese sauce that you can make. So we just start with a pot on a medium heat, and the first thing we're going to do is just add some mince. So there's our mince with a few things now that we're going to add to it. So we're just going to take some garlic and chop it up. Okay, and then we're going to add the garlic into our mince. Okay, once you've got your mince and garlic browned, we're just going to add a chicken stock cube. And then you just mix that through. You need a tin of tomatoes. And we're just going to chop up our tomatoes. Okay, and then we're just going to add our tomatoes into our mince. So I've just put another tin of tomatoes in, and next we're going to have some tomato puree. Okay, we're almost good to go. We're just going to fire the lid on and we're going to let that simmer for a couple of hours. Okay, so that recipe, as well as Mrs. Thomas and Mrs. Bailey's recipes, will be going in a cookbook with some other recipes for teachers, which we're hoping to put together in the next week or so. We're just going to finish this week's Stuff to Do with some clips of some of the things that you have been making yourself over the Easter break. Enjoy. We're going to be putting together a little bit of a cookbook for everybody with some of the recipes in that video and a few other ones as contributed by our teachers. That will hopefully be ready for you in the next week or so. Now, there's not much time left in our assembly, but there's just enough time for me just to tell you about something which is going to be happening tonight, which you can take part in, your parents can take part in, anybody who wants to can take part in. So let's have a little look. That's going to be going live tonight. You'll find a link in Microsoft Teams or on this YouTube channel. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. And I will see you next week for another assembly. Have a good week.
Gaudete, gaudete, Christus es natus, ex Maria Virgine, gaudete.